Hello guys, so in this video what I'm going to be talking about is how do you get real estate leads. So it doesn't have to be necessarily related with land investing, since that's what I personally do with optimistic deals, optimisticdeals.com. So I broke it down into, let me see how many I wrote. I think I wrote 7 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 7 different categories of how you can get leads. So I'm going to go through each one, and hopefully you'll pick up some potential knowledge that you could use for your personal usage. So most investors, they will try to team up with somebody else. So, they will try to team up with a realtor, an attorney, perhaps a title company. So that's a matter of building up your referrals, your friends, perhaps the county. So as far as where you're getting referrals from, you have to think about how you can increase your referrals. So that's one of them. Another one would be bandit signs, and I'm sure that you have seen them all over the place. So we buy houses. There's one of those in like every street corner. So there is also that way, putting bandit signs everywhere. In addition to print, you could advertise locally by having signs on street corners. You can have a human. You know how those people dance with those spinning signs on a street corner. You could pay somebody to do that for you in order to bring traffic into your website. So that's just one way of doing it. You could do it virtually by posting like on Craigslist, posting on locations where you can tell the world about what you're trying to do. So anywhere that it's free and anywhere that has a lot of people, like Facebook. And of course, you will have what I call the fishers, which is in essence people who are creating online content like I am right now. I'm actually fishing as we speak. I'm creating content with the hope that eventually it will lead to people checking my stuff out, checking my products, but not really. I'm actually trying to help you guys legitimately here. So the fishers would be people that are posting ads on Facebook, comments on Facebook, ads on Craigslist, perhaps they're paying for ads on Google. And the whole idea, more than anything, is that you're trying to wheel people through your funnels. So the social media will be the source, and your plan is to funnel them to your website for whatever reason based on your funneling strategy. I've actually have made videos in regards to funneling, so check those out if you haven't already. And more than anything is that, when people are checking you out, a percentage of them will check you out, and a percentage of them will, of course, not be interested at all. And hopefully you will get at least a small percentage of people who are interested. So, your message is extremely important. I've spoken very extensively in my other videos in regards to how to design that. Facebook relevance score is really important to know about the digital marketing section. Creating content is another way of how you can potentially get real estate leads. So just you recording yourself talking about a specific knowledge of real estate that perhaps is not common, or you think that might be beneficial to somebody else. Of course, remember to embed all your videos wherever you share them on social media with the right tags, the right keywords. So, and of course, you're targeting the right audience. Extremely important that you remember that. And if you are creating content, your process is to ultimately get them through your funnel more than anything. So you go from your social media funnel to your website funnel. And as far as how you can do this at a mass scale, it ultimately comes down to managing social media platforms. I'm actually going to make a video about that, but it's important that your focus should be not so much on the individual social media platforms, but rather you will want to be looking at a platform that manages all social media. So there will be inbound marketing and outbound marketing. What does that mean? Inbound marketing could mean that anything that you created, content like on YouTube, on Facebook, or whatever, that is organic visits that are coming to your content. So that will be considered inbound marketing. Now, outbound marketing would be if you're advertising, and it doesn't necessarily have to be paid, like Facebook ads or YouTube ads. It could be somewhere where it's free, like on Craigslist, an example. So you have to think of the situation where you have the possibility of sharing your content through paid mediums or through free mediums. A blog would be considered a free medium. Just anything you can think of that can be of value to somebody else. Of course, number 5 is networking. If you go to any meetups, so try to think of where people who are interested in real estate would meet. So, like for me, for example, real estate investing club meetings would be one of those. Anything that has to do with startups or entrepreneurship or investing in general. So more than anything, for number 5, when you're networking, you need these right here. You know, your business card. It needs to be ready and good to go. So you need to share this. Really important that, you know, you have your website name on here. There's optimistic deals. And I really recommend that if you're creating a business card, that you have a message on your business card, like you see here on mine. So it's been shown that having a message conveys a more personal connection to an individual. Therefore, they are more likely to remember you rather than them just remembering you for being the real estate person. You could be remembered for what your car stands by as your philosophy. So really important that you understand the approach of how you get to that point. More than anything, your card should be to display your phone number, your email, and your website to get them on your funnel. And, you know, if you're networking with people, the whole point is to try to educate them, relate with them, and share information about anything. So, you know, just be human. That's all I would say. Your first impressions matter a lot. And what I mean by this is that if someone does not know about real estate at all, you would just rig it up and plant the seed in their head so they are at least aware of what it even is. So first impressions are extremely important. Extremely important. How you come off is important. How you answer the questions is important. So you have to try to think of how you can tell them how it can be beneficial for them if they were to potentially go into real estate investing for themselves. And of course, you know, if I was selling a product, which I actually don't want to show on this video, I would have it showcased on my website. I've spoken extensively about that specifically on my other videos. So, you know, whenever you're meeting with someone, especially if you're talking to them, you have to understand your target. And what I mean by this is that understanding the criteria, the mentality of your potential prospects that you might be talking to is extremely important for strategic purposes. So you have to know that whenever you meet somebody, you are an entity in this universe, and so is your product. So here's you, here's your product, and the idea here is that this is you and your product, and you're trying to combine both into the social media. And the whole point of getting people here on your social media is that you want to make a connection, so they could potentially eventually go on the website and work on the app. So both entities represent a new conscious sense of awareness of existence to your prospects. So it's completely new concepts, completely new ideas. And of course, how you come up, that helps in whether if they would be interested or not. And you should rely more on your planted seeds from number 1, 2, 3, and number 4. So number 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So branded signs, digital marketing, and digital creation. So I'm saying that if you wanted to get possibly the best and the most leads, these would be the best routes to take public print, fishing, and creating content. So networking, be genuinely interested in people, extremely important when you talk to people. You have to think about the people that you're meeting. What is their problem, and how is it that your real estate knowledge could potentially benefit them? So you want to introduce the idea or service that you have, how your solution benefits them, funnel, the potential prospects of who they are. Whenever you're communicating with them, they become a potential prospect. So I'm going to go over this very briefly again. Public print, the whole purpose is that it's very shortly explained regarding what you do. The whole idea is that you hook them in and you get them to go on the website for them to take action. And it's really important that your print is memorable. So let me show you an example of what I mean. All right, so this would be considered an example of a potential good bandit signs, and it's not as the cliche of John buys houses, John whatever, that you see them everywhere. Like, try to come up with something more original that makes people remember you. So, for example, this one: don't vote for Michael, I buy houses. And then you can see how they kind of just shift it in there, and definitely catches your attention. So if you're going to be fishing, understand funneling, understand probability differences, please watch the other videos that I created. It will help you understand more. Create free content, have price ranges, and I explain further in regards to that on my other video. So more than anything, whenever you're interacting with every single of these, of the 7, you have to make it to where it's a process for them. They are here trying to help you to get a deal, and you want to make it easy for them. And the way that you make it easy for them is that you have your funnel developed for them to just follow. Make it easy. Make it a process. And of course, the last one is big data. The big data, it comes down to cleaning data, prioritizing data, let it self-screen, funnel, and eventually the human factor. And, for data, it comes down to the list. So the type of list that you get is what will determine your strategy. So for example, the outreach, they self-screen, funnel, they go through a CRM, human factor, follow-up strategies, increase awareness, brands, and maximizing the cycles of closing and sales. So that would be the biggest goals for big data. And you could also combine all of them together. So Thank you so much, guys. I really hope that this was useful to you. All right.